Our next speaker is DeVonnda Jeffrey, so CEO and founder of A Passport to Breathe. DeVonnda is going to be talking about inclusion of women's mental health in leadership through technology. So a little bit different. DeVonnda is an international speaker, award-winning author, and brings a unique blend of mental wellness, education, and AI technology expertise. So DeVonnda, looking forward to having you with us today. And yeah, I'll hand over to you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm gonna put my timer on. And it's been an amazing morning. It is always a pleasure to be in the presence of, other women that their story sounds like yours. Um, and that's what this summit is about, so that mental wellness, what we've been through, where we're going now, and getting on the other side of that. So I just wanted to say this has been a great morning for me. Um, so I want to ask if you feel like being a manager is harder than being a leader, put one in the chat. And if you feel like being a leader is harder than being a manager, put two in the chat. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we got a two. Keep jumping. Let's see. So twos. So leader is harder than being a manager. Um, I actually think opposite of that. I thought being a manager would be harder than being a leader, but what I have come to know about myself is that I was born a leader. I've always been leading, friends and doing my thing and being that one that people looked up to. It wasn't until 2018 where I really stepped into the managerial realm, and it was completely different from leading people. Now you are actually managing people. And that comes with a lot. That comes with a lot. And I found myself, especially with those that I had worked with for a long time, they looked at me differently. So now I'm in this managerial position, and they're giving me a hard way to go. Whereas before, when I was on their level, everything, was fine. We're friends and everything's good. So it really shocked me and sent me into a whirl of depression. And because I just couldn't understand how these same people who I always got along with are now giving me these hard times, and because I'm managing. Um, at work, I would go into the basement and I would cry. And I just didn't know what to do. And it kept getting worse and worse. And then some other things happened in my life, my personal life. And like some of the others, I was just done. I was done with being here. I was done with everything that just was going on. And like others, I took alcohol, pills, and said to God, if I wake up tomorrow, I will get therapy. And that night, I did die. I died that night. And I died spiritually and who I was, but I woke up a different person. And I kept my promise, and I got a therapist. And what I learned was my thoughts weren't just a depression over being a manager, a depression over how my life had now changed. It wasn't that at all. I was um, diagnosed with clinical depression, PTSD, and anxiety, and I have ADHD. Um, so it really, started this journey that I really wanted to learn about people's emotional intelligence, what these things meant, how many people are going through clinical depression, also, how many others are having suicidal ideations. So I went back to school and I decided to get a second bachelor's in psychology. And I did that in 9 weeks. And then I decided, oh, let me get a master's too in it. And I did the master's in 12 weeks in psychology. Now, I just told you I have ADHD. So, how did I get through in such short time? That's where AI came in. And as I started learning I really started seeing how it could help not just leaders, not just managers, but everyone with different aspects of mental wellness. I have written a book already. As you stated, I'm award-winning author, and I was like, "What else can I do?" So in the technology field, I created an app, a passport to number 2, breathe, and it is guided meditation, it talks about anxiety, it helps you with depression, any of those things. And then as I was going through school with the ADHD, I'm like, "Okay, I gotta focus," because you can be doing work and then go off completely if anybody else has ADHD. Um, and once you lose focus, then you're not doing your work for school. So it became really important to me how I could help myself and others. And that's how the AI came in. I created a chat GPT that helps ADHD students, ADD students actually get through those hard times in school. You talk to it and ask it questions like you were talking to me. Um, and I'm especially for managers and leaders because, as managers, we have employees that have depression, they have ADHD, they have, different mental health issues. And one thing we have to understand is we have to be emotionally intelligent to these things and how to um, deal with those things. So that's where my GPTs came up at because there was nowhere to really learn that. So I created it. And I also have GPTs that you just go in and ask it, different questions. Like if I had this situation with a certain employee, how do I handle this? Um, and it will tell you back how to handle it, kind of what it seems like is going on with the person. So so that is like the foundation of starting with the leadership, how I got into all of that. Oh shoot, hold on. Trying to share my screen. Hold on. Okay, so as we talked about, empowered efficiency for prosperous productivity. It's about leadership, managerial skills, and how we can use AI. Um, for students, teachers, I don't care what industry you are in, AI is here to stay. Um, and we can use it for some really good things. So, as I said, I have project management experience and I am optimizing AI's role in psychology through education and business. Um, and that was out of me helping me and then now helping others. As I said, at 45, I took the plunge to go back into education and I accelerated, even with ADHD. And that was because AI helped me create schedules for myself, stay on track, and do all the like little dirty things that I don't like to do for and it saved me a ton of time. And it saved me from falling into depression because you can fall into depression with school. You get a lot of high anxiety and from getting feedback, and then you can go on this whole swirl going down. So that is why I'm like really into AI. Okay. So the first thing I use, I spoke about it before, is ChatGPT. And again, it helped me. I actually created a schedule. I took my personal schedule with my 9 to 5, my two businesses, even dating. I put all of that into a schedule, told ChatGPT, here's my schedule, here are the classes and what assignments I need to do. And I want to get this done in 12 weeks. Can you make me a schedule? And it did. And I had to stay according to that schedule. The other thing I used it for was creating outlines for my papers. There's a lot of reading. You can throw a book into ChatGPT and have it summarized for you. And that really helped me because I'm not really a reader with ADHD. I'll listen to books, but that cut down on a lot of time. And again, just reducing that stress that comes with it. At work, um, it became so much easier to respond to employees, um, emails, uh, even them coming in my office and talking about, they have questions. And I used ChatGPT to sit, I do my English way, sit correctly. Because sometimes, we respond with emotions, and, you cannot do that in the managerial field and leadership. So it definitely helps with forming your thoughts and making it professional, and that's less stress also. Now, Google Bard and Gemini, those are just another form of Google, but it's with the latest research and insights. So I did a lot of research with clinical depression, like who does it affect, how many people does it affect, um, different things like that, and helping me understand more about it. I think if we understand what we're going through, who we are, we can be better to the world and to ourselves. So that is what I use Google Bard for. Perplexity. I love Perplexity because it it really goes deep into if I'm looking for something super specific. So let's say I need a depression group discussion in the Virginia area where I am. I could put that into Perplexity, and it will come up with what is near me. And it's really better than Google, I would say, for those type of things. You could also look for scholarships. It's um, grants, everything. So it really dives deep into pulling that information out of the internet. So you're not just like consistently trying to look, Google goes for the first top 10 and you don't really find your answer. So those down questions, Perplexity is perfect for. Now, with WordTune, again, I would take papers that I wrote, I would take emails from work, and I would put them in WordTune. Sometimes my vocabulary is not the best, again, because of the ADHD. So I can type it out the way that I want, what I want to get across, and WordTune will actually put it into a professional tone. So that was another stress relief for me, and others that I've been teaching this to. And then Grammarly was the same thing. You put your email, your project, your proposal into Grammarly, and it catches any type of grammatical errors, and it also does plagiarism. So that was a huge help to me also. So everything that I used AI for, again, was really to help me with timing and brought that stress off of me being someone back in school with ADHD at 45. Um, and then Canva. I absolutely love Canva. And I do teach students that even as a manager and a leader, go in Canva, play around. Canva can be a breath of fresh air. It's almost like coloring, adult coloring that has come along. And I love just making stuff in Canva. And it's a very good stress relief. It's a very good way to decompress from the day, um, and just you know be more one with yourself. And then how AI driven growth with education and business, the personalized learning for employee development. As I said in the beginning, being a manager for me, I think it's harder than being a leader. So it definitely helps with being a manager. You can ask it those questions and it can give you real time feedback. So it's like your study guide of how to deal with employees. Automated tasks that help you not have to do everything. Like I said, it does schedules, to send emails, all that type of stuff. So it is really helping you not to be overwhelmed and overworked. Um, and then AI is just, it's personalizing learning and automating administrative tasks, but it is really is my assistant for everything that I do. Um, and it can be for you too. I encourage everyone to really embrace AI. And, if you have questions after, you can contact me, but it is definitely something that will help with your mental health. Um, and if you want to get more information about how to get a degree quicker, I do offer services for that. And my website is thedeshawnajefferies.com. And the website for the degrees is bit.ly/accelerated degrees. And that may be too big, but if you want to leave me a review, you can. And I appreciate being on today.
Thank you, DeVonnda. That was terrific. Thank you so much. Incredible that you were able to achieve those qualifications in such a very short amount of time. So it must have been hugely rewarding, and no doubt a lot of work that went into making that happen.
Yes.
I like the fact that you've talked about, using AI as a partner and almost as an assistant. I think there's so much talk about it replacing jobs and all the rest of it. I definitely agree and think that there's a huge opportunity for people to increase, performance and effectiveness and efficiency by using it. And you shared some really great examples of that, but absolutely, I use it all the time. I love it. I think sometimes the element of people understanding it and how to use it and use it effectively, and perhaps not being afraid of it, So I think really some really great stuff there, and it sounds like you could offer some really good tips and useful strategies and approaches, particularly for anyone that's looking to get their master's in a very short amount of time. So I might really copy myself. Thank you so much. Any questions for DeVonnda? No, all good. And yeah, great to see. Obviously, it looks like you've come a long way from where you were and been able to make some powerful changes in your life. So that's really great to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you, DeVonnda.